Yeah, we
Hi.
are.
Hey there, everybody. We're going to be talking about what I wish I had known when I first started my business. Welcome, Jocelyn. So happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me. So
This
glad to
is
be here.
so much fun to be here. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
My name is Jocelyn Divisar. My business is JJ Keeping, and I have been an accountant all my life. But after working with small business owner, helping them to do their bookkeeping and accounting, I realized that there was a theme. There was like that the people were coming to me and they started a business because they were good or
Mhm.
passionate about what they were doing, but they never learned anything regarding like accounting they didn't go to business school, right? So
Yeah.
it's either that they were gathering everything in a shoebox and then trying to find an accountant to get it done for taxes, or they were finding a bookkeeper to help them out. But unfortunately, I don't know how it is where you live, but here about one bookkeeper is good out of seven. So a lot of people were hiring a bookkeeper and working for a while, and then after a year, like when it hit the government, like there was some penalties, there were some audits, and things were not working right. So people were coming to me and say, "Hey, can you help me? Can you help me? I've been screwed over." So I had
Mhm.
to redo all the work that the other bookkeeper had to do, and so it was a lot of time wasted and money wasted, right? So
Yeah.
when I saw that, I was like, okay, I got to do something. I got to do something. So I decided to become a business finance coach. So I teach business entrepreneur how to take care of the business finance part of their business. So
Mhm.
I teach them the basic that they need to know to be a good CEO for their business. And if they do want to do their own bookkeeping, I'm teaching them how to do it and how to get out of the shoebox.
Mhm.
And if they do want to have a bookkeeper, then I teach them how to gather what they need and how to gather it so that when they give it to the bookkeeper, it's all on a silver plate. So they save time, the bookkeeper save time. There is no back and forth like, oh, you didn't give me this. Oh, what about that? And then there's a lot of time and money saved. So this is what I do.
That's really cool. And, to be clear, you know, I have had bookkeepers who were a train wreck.
Yeah.
And we had to literally start over again from scratch, and it costs thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that you don't even know what your numbers are in your business. So try running a business blindfolded.
Hmm. Yeah. And it's sad to say, but there's so many entrepreneurs in that pool.
Yeah. And, that is probably one of, the most painful lessons I've learned in my business is you're flying blind trying to guess what money's going to come in, when it's going to come in, how it's going to come in, where it's going to be allocated, what the bills look like, but you don't have
Yeah.
any records.
Yeah. So it's hard.
Mhm.
And if there is one thing that should be in order in a business to be successful, is that, because like if you don't know how much you made and how much you spend, how can you know if you're profitable or not? And
You don't.
yeah. So
You
how
really
can you
don't.
survive as a business owner if you
Right.
know?
And a lot of times we hire professionals assuming that the professional knows what they're actually doing,
Hmm.
and they don't.
Yeah, that's quite sad. So I decided that I was done like just giving the fish to people, and I show them how to fish for themselves, and that way it's more sustainable and they understand. And
Mhm.
once you do understand, if you hire someone that doesn't do things properly, then you can say, oh, here it is, like you have those red flags right away.
Right.
But if you don't, you just don't. I had someone hired me before because she moved different city, and then when I started doing her bookkeeping, I was like, okay, where is this paperwork? I need this. Or what about that? And I started asking all the questions. And she said to me, she said, I thought I had a very good bookkeeper before, but she never asked me those questions. So now I'm questioning to see if my bookkeeper was good, because those are legitimate questions, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, understanding what money's going in, going out, how it's set up, all the things is important.
It is.
Yeah. So you did a summit. You're doing a summit.
Yeah.
Tell us about the summit.
Well, when I saw the need of what I'm doing right now, which has been doing for almost 5 years now, what I also saw is that these pool of entrepreneur that don't know how to deal with the back end of their business, they also struggle in the front end of it, like
Mhm.
finding new leads for their business and social media, how it all works and how to convert those leads, and like SEO with website and working. Like you go working, you talk for 5 minutes to someone and you still don't know what they're doing. It's like no other where you don't have clients, right?
Right.
So when I saw that, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to do something. So I'm organizing a summit, which is gonna go live on Monday, and I'm so excited. You are one of those speaker, and I have like over a dozen. I think I'm at 16 speaker right now.
Wow.
That they are all expert in their field around what like people get into business because they're good here, but everything around that they need in business, then these experts are all helping in this way. And one of those questions that I really like, when I meet someone successful, I always ask the same question. I'm always asking, if you were to go back in time when you first started with all what you
Mhm.
know now, what would you change? Would you do all the same thing, or would you do this instead, or not do that? That just so you're on the fast track for your success. And
Mhm.
if you can learn from these people, like saying, "Oh yeah, I would not do that anymore," or "I would do this first instead," then if you can learn from this, like you can have a fast track for your own success, right? So I asked the same question to everybody, and those answer was yummy. Like I just cannot wait for people to watch the interviews because it's
Mhm.
so amazing. And another thing that is so amazing is that like every single speaker has been so generous giving a free resource, a free gift to help these entrepreneurs that are going to be watching. And like the gift or different type of gift, but one I have in top of my mind is a lady who helps people to convert people from Instagram. Like I'm on Instagram, I don't know how to convert people, and she has been building a master class, like a detailed master class, and you can watch all this, and you're learning how to take these people from a lead and convert into sales. And that's crazy. That's amazing, right? Like I would probably pay like hundreds of dollars for that kind of information, right? And she's giving it for free at the summit. So it's
That's
pretty
cool.
amazing, right?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I mean, the reality is that I've talked to a lot of entrepreneurs over time, and I've posted in WEN a few times and I'm like, so if you could go back and change something, what would it be? And a lot of people play coy and they're like, oh, I wouldn't change anything because, I am where I needed to be. And I mean, it's like, and I kind of feel like that's complete BS.
Yes. It's like, come on.
Let's be real. We all have things we wish we had done
Yeah.
differently because we learn
Yeah.
not to do that again, whatever that was,
Yeah.
hired the coach and put it all on a credit card, or, you know, did an ad campaign to something that completely flopped, or, whatever it was, we've all done it.
Yeah. And if you haven't, it's probably because you haven't learned, right? Like
Mhm,
because like honestly, like everything can be better in life. And if
mhm.
you're just not admitting that you could have done this instead of that and you would have been on the fast track, then it's a little bit sad, right? Because it's like, did you learn from what happened, right? To just yeah. Why some people are making it to six figures in 6 months and some takes like 10 years and they're not there yet. It's just like there's answers to all of that, right?
Yeah,
So
there's very clear answers as to exactly why somebody would get to 6 figures, for instance, in 6 months, and somebody else might not. And I think it's one of those things where if you're experienced enough in business, you can actually, I mean, I can generally tell somebody pretty quickly, if they're going to make it to 6 figures in 6 months just on a 30-minute call.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can tell you where you're pretty much where you're going. I can tell you if your business model is even going to support 6 figures
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of business models don't support 6 figures.
Yeah.
And, are you going to get there in 6 months? I can probably look at your social media accounts and tell you that.
Yeah. And sometimes, like, see, like for speakers, like sometimes like they say, oh, I have a big email list, or I have this and that, and then I'm seeing now, like, the person that had the bigger email list, I thought that was gonna just rock it out, doesn't. And I have a way smaller email list and a lot of people, so it just, sometimes it's just tricky, right? It's just like, what do you really do, and what you like, do you walk your talk, right? It just, so within 30 minutes discussion, you can see that for sure.
Yeah, no, and I actually find that to be really true. Some
Yeah.
people with really small followings have much more active email lists, and some people with really big lists have nothing.
Yeah. And I had chatted with someone, and she said, oh, my email list is relatively small because I keep it small. When people don't open their email for a while, I just boot them out, because what's the point, right? Like, if you talk to ghost, why not, right? And just, yeah. But I'm very excited, and I really hope that a lot of people will sign up, because it's free. The good thing, it's free, and there's a lot of experience all combined together. It's crazy. And a question I have been having since I've done all these interviews and everything, and I haven't asked the question anywhere yet, but I'm wondering, are, like, entrepreneurs, do you think that, like, well, entrepreneur or people in general, do you think people like to learn from their own mistake, or they like to learn from other people's mistake? Like, what's your opinion on that? I'm curious.
I think they like to learn from other people's mistakes, but they probably learn best from their own.
I guess, right? Like, I guess that if it's yours, then you have to think more, and it stings a little bit more, right?
It stings
But
a whole lot more than kind of sitting back and watching. You hear, Russ Ruffino or whoever talk about, I was sleeping in my car and spending the night in my car and yada, yada, yada. And then, they tell this whole story and you're like, oh, okay, that's really cool. And that's really inspirational and all. But it doesn't have the same effect of, I was the one who was actually, down to my last $10 or whatever.
right. Like, I'm
And
always thinking about a kid, right? When you tell them, like, the fire burns, like, don't touch the fire burns, don't touch the fire burns. And most of kids will not touch it, but there's a lot of kids that will touch it until they get burned, and then they learn, right? But I
wet
don't
paint,
know. Pardon me?
wet paint.
Wet
Like,
paint?
where there's the wet paint sign and everybody has to
Oh,
touch the wet
yes.
paint? Is it wet? Is it wet? Is it really wet?
Yeah.
Or is that concrete wet? Here, let me see if I leave a footprint.
Anyway, like, I'm bringing this up because if someone is willing to learn from other people's mistake, and learn all this experience and bring it to their business, oh my God, like, this is gold. Like, it's pure gold that they can get there, and it's free, and
Absolutely.
they all give a gift. So it's like, what? Like, today,
Mhm,
like, usually you have to pay a lot for, like, I pay a lot of money to get personal development, business growth, and everything, right? Like, I invest in myself. Like, I probably spend like 50 grand in the last year in education to grow my business, right? So if you can have a lot of things, like, for free, it's like, wow. But
well, it
it's
gives you a
kind of,
chance to get to know people too. Are
yeah.
they who they say they are? Are they real? Are they gonna do what they say they're gonna do?
Hmm. Yeah, that's what I enjoyed about those interviews, like the connection that we had, and how amazing that we are as entrepreneur, and how can we just, like, help each other out, and collectively, like, the wisdom is amazing, and the connection, and if we
Mhm.
just hold on, like, our hands together, and just help out each other, like, it's huge, right? Having a great
Enormous.
community, right? So yeah,
That's
pretty
awesome.
excited. Pretty
Yeah, very
excited.
exciting.
Yes.
Cool. I'm so excited. So I posted the link above, below, wherever we are, whichever platform already, and I posted it in the chat for those that want to.
EntrepreneurBlueprintSummit.com/Haley.
Okay, Entrepreneur Blueprint Summit womensentrepreneurnetwork.com/Haley.
Yeah, just
Perfect.
join us.
It's going to be amazing. And you have 16 speakers?
Yeah, so far I have 16. I don't know if I was going to stay there because I still have a little bit of time, because the summit is one speaker a day. So people signing up, they will receive one email a day with a speaker a day. They will get a recording for 48 hours. So they need to watch the recording for the 48 hours. They get a gift, and then the next day it's another speaker, and so on and so on. So while it started, like if I have other people that wants to join us for that, I'm still taking on more speakers, so it would be fun.
Pretty amazing.
Pardon me?
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And if someone is busy, like let's say they plan this week that they don't have much time, I'm also offering a VIP pass, which is only $49, and they can get the recordings of all the speakers. They also will get a cheat sheet of all the links of the freebie from the speaker. They will also get a Facebook group to gather with all the other VIP members to network and brainstorm and help each other out, to have a little community. And they will get a 90-minute masterclass with me at the end. Because at the end, what I'm going to do is I'm going to survey the audience to see, what did you like? What would you like to learn that you didn't learn, or stuff like that? And then we'll just gather together and have this masterclass and go a little bit deeper.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, for $49. So it's pretty
that's a heck of a deal.
It's
very
nothing.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited.
That is very cool. So y'all sign up. It's free to sign up. And then if you want the VIP, it's only $49. Yeah. So do it. Very cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. This has been really, really exciting.
Thank you so much for having me. It's late for you right now.
It's a bit late. Yes, it is crazy. It's 11 o'clock. So we'll talk soon. We'll see you guys later. Thanks, guys. Sign up. Hit the subscribe button. Bye-bye.
Bye.